Ever since Dream blew up on YouTube, there have been loads of videos explaining his success, and that was great. Until every single video was just repeating the same set of points. Dream knows that the algorithm values retention, telling people to subscribe, all of that nonsense which you probably heard hundreds of times over. So instead, in this video I went through and found around four, new points which I haven't seen brought up by anyone, which show why Dream is truly a YouTube genius. And also, before we get into the video, consider subscribing. I have no cool trick thing to get you to check. I don't know, man. Please just subscribe, please. I'm getting desperate. Anyway, I have 4 points to show you why Dream truly is a YouTube genius, and let's start off with the most controversial one. Stands. Dream stands are infamous at this point, and I'm not going to be commenting on them in this video. That's a huge topic which deserves its own video, and which isn't as cut as dry as you might think. So, how did stands help Dream grow so fast? So from what I've seen from my limited time on YouTube and the few videos that I have that have gone viral, one of the most important factors for a video's success is its views in the first hour. For example, the video which blew up my channel, my Dream SMP war video, that got around 20,000 views in the first hour, which was, and still is, crazy for my channel. Every single other video which has done well has got over 1,000 views in the first hour, and those that underperformed barely pulled 1,000 views in a few days. And herein lies the rub. Most other content creators, or at least those that I've seen in the Minecraft sphere, have either ignored, disavowed, or actively discouraged stands. And leaving the social ramifications of this aside, it's also an extremely smart decision YouTube-wise to encourage stands, because they are, by definition, basically your biggest fans, and they would therefore watch Dream's videos the second they came out. And the difference that interacting with your stands makes is massive, to say the least. For example, Technoblade. Most techno fans are so starved for content that they watch his videos as soon as possible. He has one of the most active and involved fan bases on the platform. The thing is though, Techno's videos can only get around 100,000 views in the first hour, which is crazy, don't get me wrong, but Dream's videos gets upwards of 300 or even 400,000 more views, and that's not just because he's a larger channel. Dream's videos consistently get recommended more when they're young, or when they're early to be posted, because you have people who stan Dream watching and rewatching the video either for the first time, or to try and find the perfect clip or screenshot to use as a reaction image or in a fan cam or something. Rewatching, clicking a video over every other video, watching the video completely, clicking back, pausing, all of these are things that tell YouTube to recommend and push a video more. And by encouraging stans, Dream not only engages with more members of his audience, but he also gets a massive amount of rewatches and clicks in the first hour, and therefore out of the first hour as well, which helps his content get recommended a lot. I just want to make it clear again that this argument doesn't reflect my stance on stands in any way. If you guys want me to make a video on that though, let me know in the comments down below. I'm not sure if that topic has been overdone yet, but I have quite a few points that I think would bring a new perspective to the table. I just don't want to make it if no one wants to watch it. Alright, so let's move on to point number 2 then, and this one's a real doozy. And it has to do with Dream's face reveal. Because again, ignoring the fact that loads of YouTubers, me included, haven't done face reveals because of privacy, Dream not doing a face reveal is a genius long-term investment. Because as time goes on and on, Dream's face becomes more and more of a mystery, and more people want to see his face. In essence, there's a pseudo-market, for want of a better word, a pseudo-market that has been built up for Dream's face reveal, and this is evidenced by every video that comes up when you search Dream face reveal having well over 500,000 views. Therefore, if and when Dream's relevance starts to die out, and believe me, it will, that's how YouTube is, when he needs another popularity injection to stay on the top of trending, to try and draw attention to new, innovative content, he could just do, well, a face reveal. It's basically him investing in a banger video which he can pull out at any time as a sort of get out of jail free card to regain most, if not all, of his current popularity. Again, genius. Still probably not the reason why he's not doing a face reveal though. The penultimate point I came up with was to do with metadata. Basically, the title, description, and tags of every video are its metadata. It's what YouTube uses to recommend stuff and what it uses in the algorithm to try and figure out what you should watch. Metadata is super important for any video, and just one extra word or key phrase can be the difference between a viral video and a flop, and Dream has that all figured out. Now, in addition to some really clever stuff he does in his videos, like enunciating his titles, adding more relevant keywords near the start, and other points which I myself learned from this video in the card, what Dream does in his descriptions is very interesting. There are two subpoints that I want to bring up here. So here we have our typical Dream description, and there are a few things that pop out to me. First, nearly every YouTuber uses their description for other social links. It's usually a small paragraph or a phrase or a joke or a quip or something of that sort to hook the audience, and then social links, and then other stuff. But interestingly, Dream doesn't really say a lot in those first few precious lines of the description, but the words he does say are chosen very carefully. For example, he usually just repeats the title verbatim at the start of the description, which helps the video massively to rank for people who are looking for it. By rank here, I mean ranking in search results. So when you search the title Minecraft Manhunt vs 3 Hunters rematch, Dream's video will show up first rather than another YouTuber who did something with the same title. The real smarts, however, come here. In nearly every single one of Dream's videos, he has this phrase in it. This was insane, with varying levels of capitalization. And the genius of this is that since YouTube ignores capitalization for metadata to prevent cap spam to rank higher, all of his videos start to look alike to the algorithm. It sees that his 3 Hunters Manhunt was an amazing video and also sees the metadata similarities to his newest 3 Hitmen video and therefore recommends it more. And when the Hitmen video does well, it recommends the Manhunt more, and so on. His metadata being forcibly made similar correlates his videos so that they're all interlinked, and since they all do so well, the entire channel gets massively boosted. Also, this isn't really big enough to warrant a point of its own, but everyone always talks about Dream using PewDiePie and cursed Minecraft to get his first burst of attention, but there are so many other examples of him trendjacking, it's crazy. The X in the video Ends from Parashock X, who was blowing up at the time, the Minecraft Monday video, which was popular at the time, him using X-ray hacks for a series with Skeppy in every one of the tags. So there are other cases of trendjacking, though it doesn't seem that way from the videos that I have watched. It's also interesting to note that Dream's video concepts are all extremely simple, which makes them easy to understand and therefore easier to click. I mean, it's easier to understand Minecraft, but we can't see anything than noob versus pro versus hacker, epic troll. You get the picture. Simple, elegant, innovative. Another little sub point before we get to the last point, all of Dream's thumbnails are exclusively, or photoshopped to look like exclusively in some cases, Minecraft in-game screenshots. This wasn't always the case, but seeing as 8 of his 12 worst videos have non-Minecrafty thumbnails, I think it's safe to say that Dream learned from experience there and realized that having in-game screenshots tends to pull more people in for his type of content. And the final point as to why Dream is a genius is actually the one which inspired this video. You see, if you look at the end of nearly any one of Dream's videos, there is no outro, there's no thanking the channel members, there's no plugging yourself, nothing. The content ends, and then the video ends. The end screen plays over people still talking, over a screen that's either still got gameplay on it or which is fading to black. And the genius of this is obvious when you think about it. Think back to the last YouTube video you watched. It was probably right before this one, or a few hours ago, and the thing I want you to remember is what the last line of that video that you heard was. When did you click off? Because chances are you didn't wait for the creator to plug themselves again, you didn't wait for them to credit their channel members or say follow me on Twitter. You realized that the content was over and dipped, thus drastically decreasing the retention rate of the video. Dream knows this, it's clear, because Tommy and it used to do outros all the time, but a few weeks after becoming friends with Dream, and probably after being told about this trick, Tommy also stopped doing outros. Because you see, if you don't do an outro, if you keep it content right to the very end, you keep that retention average much higher overall, and also keep viewers looking at the screen when your end screen elements pop up, which makes them even more likely to click one of those things. Which is actually what you should be doing right now, because that's why Dream is a genius. And that is the end of this video. See ya!